Most founders have no idea they're missing the perfect moment to go global. Are you one of them? When startups think about going abroad, the hardest part is almost never whether to internationalize, it's knowing the right moment. As a founder, you often get so focused on your immediate market, your product, your next milestones, but the reality is that you might simultaneously be missing key signals that your biggest opportunities are abroad. And paying attention to those signs early can save you time, money, and a lot of momentum. So what I want to do today is highlight the signals that startups commonly miss, the ones that quietly indicate your moment to go abroad may already be here. One of the clearest signals that your startup should consider going international is when regulation in your home market is becoming your biggest bottleneck. We see this happening a lot in heavily regulated sectors like fintech, mobility, or health. Now, a highly regulated market can be an advantage if it serves the purpose of building higher consumer trust or responsible innovation. But other times, the issue simply is that the local regulatory environment is too restrictive, to no beneficial end, or simply too time-intensive to navigate. If you see your exact business model already operating legally with faster approval cycles or clearer go-to-market pathways, that's not a coincidence. That's a signal. In those cases, internationalization becomes a pathway to actually let you build, test, and scale. So before you pivot or give up on your model, ask yourself, is local regulation serving to help you build a more rigorous, sophisticated product, or inhibiting you from taking your first steps towards scaling? One of the most powerful signals that you might be missing to go abroad is when your early customer traction comes from other markets. Maybe your signups start clustering in countries you never targeted, or people from abroad DM you asking you for access, or to share your product without you ever having marketed there. If your first users are signing up from other countries, that is an incredibly valuable insight. It often means your product solves a pain point that is much stronger abroad than at home. The reality is that product market fit doesn't always happen where you expect it. Sometimes your home market is simply not the best market for your product, and your early adopters are showing you where the true opportunity lies. It means your value proposition resonates strongly somewhere else. Their market might be experiencing the problem more intensely, or competitors might be weaker, or the timing might be perfect. Ask yourself, who is excited about what you're building? And where is demand really coming from? If you're knocking on doors locally and it's slow, but corporates from other countries start reaching out proactively, pay attention to that, because it usually means one of two things. Either your local market is too saturated or perhaps even too conservative to adopt what you're building, or the real pain point exists somewhere else. Corporate engagement patterns are incredibly revealing because they don't waste time. They reach out when the need is urgent or the strategic fit is obvious. So if international companies show interest faster or in larger numbers, that's telling you something. The pull is stronger outside your home market. Instead of fighting local inertia, follow that momentum. Going where demand is already forming can shorten your sales cycle dramatically and give you early anchor customers. One of the most pragmatic signals that you should go abroad is simply when your local infrastructure isn't sufficient for scaling. This can mean anything. Unreliable logistics, fragmented healthcare systems, weak mobility infrastructure, limited cloud access, whatever your sector depends on. If you find yourself spending more time trying to work around local infrastructure limitations than actually building your product, that's a red flag. Some technologies only thrive in ecosystems that have the right foundations in place, and that's not something you as a founder alone can fix. So if you see countries where the infrastructure is more mature, more interoperable, or more aligned with what your product requires, that is a strong sign to consider expanding. Internationalization in that case isn't just strategic, it's necessary.